Hi guys, welcome to another WordPress video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we've got a great one for you today. We're going to show you how to add a simple hover effect to your Woocommerce shop images. Really easy to do and a great little feature to enhance the look of your little shop. So let's get started. So here we have our site, and I've got a regular shop page here. It's got some nice images on it. Of course, you can click on them and go to the product page. But I'm going to create a hover effect so that when you hover over them, they zoom in a little bit like this. It's always a nice little feature to have. This is actually built with Divi, but this will work perfectly with any WordPress site that's got WooCommerce on it. Here's a regular WooCommerce page just built with the default editor. And I'll demonstrate that this works with that also. Okay, to make this happen, we need to do a little bit of CSS coding. Don't let that put you off because it's really easy. So on my shop page image, I'm going to right click and inspect. I'm using the Google Chrome browser here with a great inspector tool. To do this today, we're going to do it without using a plugin. That means we're going to use a bit of CSS code. CSS code is a wonderful thing to learn. It's really easy. You can't mess up your site with it. If you do something with CSS, you don't like it, just delete it, it'll go back to how it was. And we've got to inspect a few elements. I'm using the free Google Chrome browser to do this today. Most browsers have this feature today. And I would encourage you not to just copy and paste what I'm doing here. Just have a go yourself. You'll find that your editing skills go up immensely. So let's get it done. Let's go back to the build. So I've got my image here, and you'll notice when I roll over it, it'll turn blue up in the top browser window there. So we know we're on the right thing. I've got my elements selected over here. So we've got HTML, and I've got style selected over here. So we've got CSS. If we look over here, we've got a nice long class name, or a couple of class names actually, ending in img for the image there. So I'm going to copy this so we can actually target these images with some CSS code. So let's go in there. I'm going to copy this from the beginning dot there all the way to the end of the G. Now I'm going to go over to my customizer. For anybody that doesn't know where the customizer is, I'll just quickly click on this page. Go down to your dashboard. Go down to Appearance and Customize. That'll take you to this page here with whatever you've got your home page set as on the right hand side here. And you'll notice down at the bottom, I've got an additional CSS panel. That's what I've got open here. Additional CSS. Now, if yours doesn't have that, most WordPress sites will have that. If they don't, there's plenty of free plugins you can add to add custom CSS to your site. Okay, so we copied that class name at the moment. As you can see, here's a shop page. Let's just refresh this. There's our little shop page. We've got no hover effect or anything like that going on. So let's paste that little class name that we just copied over in here. I can actually do it all in here. Now, if there's something already at the top, just put your cursor in there, shift it down a couple. We'll paste that. There we have it. I'm going to open and close some curly brackets after that. And inside we can write our code. Well, I only want little zoom effect to happen when we hover over it. So right at the end of the G there of image, I'm going to put a colon, no gap after the G and no gap after the colon and the word hover, and we can create a hover state. I'm going to say transform scale, transform colon scale with some round brackets at the end. And here you can decide how much you want to scale it up by. For instance, 1 is 100%, so if I put 1.5, that would be 1.5 times, or 50% bigger. Let's just hover over and see what happens. As you can see, when I hover over these images now, they're jumping up to 1.5 times the size. That's okay, but we want to make it gradually happen. And of course, we don't want to see any of this stuff that's spilling outside of the original size of that image right there. So if we right click and inspect one of these again, right above the image, we've got a separate class there called ET Shop Image. Just click on that. ET shop image. Let's try putting overflow hidden there and see if it hides any spillage. Overflow, hidden. Great thing about writing it in the actual browser here is it's non-destructive. And so if you refresh the page, it'll go back to how it was. I'll just move this down a little bit. Yeah, that's staying just like we want it. Could even take it up a bit more, 1.7. Perfect, whatever, however you want yours. Okay, to make this permanent, we need to copy this class name. The one that's grayed out there is one that's not being used. So I'm going to take it from the dot of the shop image. I'm going to copy it all the way down to that closing curly bracket there. I'm going to drop down a couple. I'm going to paste it in there. Now we only need to keep the bit that we wrote, the overflow hidden, so the position relative and display block in delete. Now when we hover over, great, it's containing it inside there. Fantastic. Now just to make this a bit more graceful, I'd like it to sort of, instead of jumping up to 1.7 of the size, I'd like it to sort of fade up to that side gently. So let's copy what we've got here, the whole Woocommerce UL products, list item products, just to the end of the image without the colon. So that's the regular class name without the hover effect on it. We'll open and close some more curly brackets on the end there. And I'm going to give it a transition duration. Transition dash duration. Prompted us down below. That's fine to use that one. I'm going to make it 0.6 of a second. So I'll put colon 0.6 or 600 milliseconds, that is, 0.6 of a second. Now when I hover over, it's doing it gracefully. Obviously, if you want to slow it down some, put a higher value in there, 0.9 of a second perhaps. If you want to speed it up some, I'm sure you know what to do. Put a smaller value in there. It does it a lot quickly. Well, let's compromise. I'm going to put 0.7 of a second. I think that scale's a little too large. I don't think these images have actually got a decent enough resolution to go up that high. That's okay. Great. Well, that seems to be working now. Let's publish our changes. We just need to publish before these will become permanent. If we go back to that shop page now and refresh, this is one built with a Divi theme here with a little shop module. Perfect. Just what the dog order. And just to show you, this will work on any WordPress site. Here's a regular page built with a WordPress shortcode. And if we refresh this one, you can see it's zooming in. Perfect. Just what I wanted. I would encourage you to inspect your own, but I will put this code down and it should work with any WooCommerce store. Like I say, I'll put this down below the video for anybody who just wants to copy and paste it, change it around, make it your own. But I would encourage you to write your own just so you get into the habit of it, because it's a great thing to know how to do. So there you go, guys. There's how to add simple hover effect to your WooCommerce images using a bit of custom CSS. As you can see, really easy to do, nice little effect to have on your site. So there we have it. Little hover effect. Just add a bit of interest value to your WooCommerce shop. Really nice little effect. In our next video, I'll show you how to add some add to cart buttons to your shop page and also how to style them with a bit of CSS. Again, really easy to do. So there we have it. There's how to add a simple zoom effect to your shop images using WooCommerce. As you can see, that was very easy to do. It does add a little dynamic element. If people are mousing around your site, that sort of thing happens. It's going to get their attention pretty quickly. Plus, it's a great way if you've got detailed objects to be able to zoom in and let people take a better look at them. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please hit like, share, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel down below. It's always great to hear from you. Don't forget, if you have any questions, pop them down below the video. I'll do my best to answer them for you, or make a little demo video just like this one. So once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.